All right, we're back with the PCBH Snippets. So one of the things that I'm preparing for today is to begin a rounding process with our new postdoctoral fellows. Now, if you've watched any PCBH Corners, we've been talking more and more about the idea of employee engagement and what we can do to make sure that we're helping our BHCs that have a really tough job, and we ask them to do a lot, to be engaged with the system. Essentially, how do we erode this idea that being a highly productive, high performing BHC is going to automatically lead to someone not liking their job? For us, we wanted to make it an and, that you're a high productive BHC that's high performing and you're highly engaged with the work that you're doing and you're feeling satisfied. One of the best things that we have found to help with this process is doing what we call rounding, which is from the Studer Group, which is a consulting group to help with healthcare organizations to improve employee engagement. And it's a process that we do monthly with every single one of our VHCs. And we spend about 10 to 15 minutes during the process, and we go through a number of different questions. I'll go through those questions very quickly. Now, just because these are the questions that they suggest and we added a couple doesn't mean they have to be the questions. It's more about the process. Creating a moment, creating a space and a time for you as maybe a director or a supervisor of BHCs to hear from the other BHCs. And for us, we want to know what's working well for them. We also want to know if there's anybody that we can thank for living our mission and going above and beyond that we can write a handwritten thank you note to. We want to know if there's any tough questions or if there's anything that's getting in the way, maybe a lack of skill, a lack of training, a lack of process that doesn't allow the BHC to do their job. We also want to know any iterations that we can see with our department to create that culture of innovating and iterating constantly and often. We also want to know if there was any meaningful moments that they had with patients or family members or coworkers. The last two questions that we've also added is what's something I can start doing, stop doing, or continue to do as a supervisor to help improve your employee engagement? And finally, the last question that we added recently, or I added recently, was what am I not listening to? What have we been talking about for a while and there has been process or movement towards that you feel that I might not be listening as intently as I should? Again, regardless of the questions, having 10 to 15 minutes with each one of your VHCs monthly to hear about their thoughts, their wants, their values, things that are going well, things that could be improved, that can ripple out and really help with that employee engagement. If you are a director or you as a BHC have come up with any other questions or other thoughts that you think that would be good for people, put them into the comments. We would love to hear them. We'd love to steal them and to share them. More than anything, make sure that we're creating a context where high producing BHCs that are high performers are also very engaged with the work and the organization that they're in.